0, 1. Let's get started.
Thank you for tuning in to Gullah Business of Charleston, where we have another exciting feature with Adeola Wright, Miss Adeola Wright. So she gave me a little mini lesson earlier today. So she is a Black female entrepreneur who uses her platform to go ahead and promote Black-owned businesses. And her platform is called Julo Shop. And so I'm here with her, and thank you again for coming on to our platform to share all the exciting things that you're doing. And so just to start off, Miss Wright, what has motivated you what motivated you to use a platform to motivate Black-owned brands?
So I started my career in retail and worked in some really large companies, and saw a disproportionate amount of love to Black-owned brands, and even folks who were, Black and brown folks who worked in that industry. I've always been a person who wanted to help others and make things look right, make things feel right. So this platform was meant to be kind of a shout out to the folks who work hard, have just as much credentials and ability to be on the shelves next to the brands that everyone else knows about. And I wanted to see that change, and I was be the change. So that's kind of, the short abridged story of how this came to be. And it's been a journey of love and passion, and it's been so fun.
When did you start? The business?
I launched it in 2020, but I've been dreaming about it for years prior. And it's funny thing, I wrote a list for myself, like a 40 by 40. And I was like, these are 40 things I want to accomplish by the time I turn 40. And launching Julo was on that list. So in come 2020, I was like, I can't let 2021 hit, and I didn't do this. And so that it's been around. We're hitting our 4-year anniversary next month.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I know earlier before we got on, you were talking about the meaning behind Julo, because we know in different cultures and nationalities, names mean something. They have a meaning to it. So if you can go ahead and tell our wonderful viewers why you chose the name Julo for your platform.
Yeah. So Julo, which should be pronounced Julo, but Julo, so y'all know how to find it. Julo means more than, and it's literally meant to be the celebration of all the things that a Black entrepreneur and a Black business brings to its community and to its customers. We're more than what most people think. If you follow all the stereotypes about Black businesses, they're not great. But if you actually look at the heart and soul of the products and the people that create products, especially consumer packaged goods products, I mean, the quality is significant. So it's more than you expect. You get more than you want. There's culture. Folks are bringing recipes that their great grandparents passed down to them. There's so much creativity and ingenuity behind it. So it's more than what most people have been thinking Black brands can produce. So it's meant to celebrate that. It's just a collection of everything that's more than.
What have been some challenges you have faced since you have established and started Julo Shop?
I mean, it's a Black-owned business. There's always going to be challenges, right? Everything I've done so far has been self-funded. So I'm literally putting my money where my mouth is. I believe in the brands that I carry in the store, so I put my money behind them. I purchase the products. I use it in my family, in my house, and I promote them because I think they're amazing. Some key challenges is understanding that Black businesses have a more difficult time surviving. And my goal is to try to make sure that I provide them the resources and help to grow. But I am just starting this business out. I don't have all the resources to provide to them. So I have sadly saw some amazing brands and amazing companies, brought them to the store, and they just they're so they're struggling, right? The sales aren't strong. And it's not because they don't have a quality product, because they don't have the visibility. It's because folks are so brainwashed into thinking what's out there in the main market's like the best thing for them and like the best product out there, but it's not. Most of the products on most shelves are toxic. And that's one of the things that I like look at when I'm bringing in. It's not just Black owned brands. I'm like, hey, it's Black owned, so it must be amazing. I actually vet every product that comes in. I look at eco-friendliness. I want to make sure, like, I have kids, and I, want to make sure that the generations that are coming aren't left with a world that's like not worth living in, right? So all of those qualities, I look into brands, but I don't have all the resources to keep them in business. So a few brands have had to close and shut their doors, and like that is like a knife in my heart, because I'm like, oh, it was so good. If more people just knew, they would love it. And like I've had customers come back and was like, wait, they're out of business, but how do I keep getting more products? And I was like, I know you love it and you're always going to come back, but we needed a community to love it. And so like one of the challenges that I face is, one, trying to raise enough awareness to the brands that are out there that just have such amazing things to offer. Finding the resources to keep them going when things are tough, because they face the most challenges in finding funding. They face the most challenges in trying to grow. They face the most challenges in trying to get placement in big box stores or even the smaller ones, because for some folks it's easy. Like you go to like a major consumer packaged good company like a Colgate-Palmolive or Procter and Gamble, like the stores are coming to them saying, what do you have that's new? What do you have that I can put on my shelf? But these guys who have such amazing things, they're just like, hey, pick me, look here. And they're not getting that visibility. They're not getting that face time. So I think one of the biggest challenges is really trying to make sure I'm able to give them everything that they deserve, because they're so amazing. And a personal challenge is like not taking that personally. Like if a company or they're deciding to like, hey, the sales are okay, but it's not sustainable. They're not making a living from it. They're not able to like hire more people, which is their ultimate goal. I can't, like, sometimes I'm like, I failed. And that's a challenge as well, because I get in my own head. I'm human. So that's a big challenge as well.
I'm going to go a little off, because I know since starting Gullah Business of Charleston, we kind of do the same thing too. Like we have, like a product of the month, Black owned business of the month. We get the product or whatever. And that's how we kind of, gauge like, okay, we stand behind this. And then, do you ever find yourself like you find a company and you purchase from them so much now you're the new fan of the brand? Do you have anything like that? Because I've done that with candles. I've gotten a lot of candles.
Oh, don't talk about candles. Lee Nicole can't okay. Lee Nicole Candles, based out of DMV, owned by Darlene Park. That lady, like the terminology, put her foot in them candles. She didn't literally, but like, man, the fragrances, even when you get the box, you smell it. Like the sealed box, you can smell the aroma. It's non-toxin. Like, I don't know if y'all, there's like a recent video of a lady who lit a candle from Bath and Body Works and it exploded.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
All over her face. She's in the hospital. All the things. Like,
oh no.
That's, like, she's been saying she actually worked at Bath and Body Works and then quit that job because she was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm going to make it right. Like, that's what they talk about, the quality and the heart that's in Black owned brands. They're just like, wait, that's wrong. Why are people burning this? The fumes are giving people headaches. This is toxic. I'm going to do it better. And she created a candle company that, like, the fragrances are off the charts.
Wow.
And it's not toxic. Like, why doesn't everyone know about Lee Nicole? I don't know. Right?
Well, I'm glad you told me about her. I'm gonna try.
But I'm a candle fanatic. Like, it's like, oh gosh, now it's
no, that is definitely a brand to look at. But like I've fallen in love with so many products. Even some that I'm like, I'm not even like, I love milk chocolate. I don't do dark chocolate. My sister-in-law is a big dark chocolate fan. And like, I've given samples to my family, like, what do you think of this? And like, she fell in love with the dark chocolate. And I'm just like, it's not my taste, you know. I'll go with the Escania, but which is a Haitian brand that does milk chocolates. But like, you can't help but not like appreciate the fact that the things, even the ones that are like at like food, like there's a lot of pantry items in the store, like non-toxic. My daughter has a lot of allergies, so like finding products that's not gonna exacerbate that issue is amazing. And there's cleaning products. I mean, there's books, education, like literally the store covers the whole gamut. But finding products that I can feel confident in bringing into my home with my children. When I started this, they were very young children. Now they help me pack orders, and they pretty much telling me that they're the boss. That's a whole nother segment. But like the products are so amazing that you can't help but fall in love with it and use it on the regular. Like Zach and Zoe is in my tea every morning.
I'm
Their
constantly
honey is
shopping.
so good.
So I'm just imagining you starting this. I'm like, she has a lot of products and different things.
Yeah.
But so how does that process work for, I guess, how do I want to say it? Like, how do you do your selections? Like, how do you even, go through the whole process? Like, I'm going to try, you do your research and then you say, I'm going to try these. Like, how do you go about doing anything like that?
Yeah. So I start with research. I sort of begin with a category. So when I initially launched, my focus was on food, like healthy snacks. Like my daughter with her allergies, I was like, what can she eat? I had to learn how to make bread that didn't have eggs or milk. She has a dairy allergy, nut out, like all these things. So I'm like trying to learn how to cook things, and I'm like, there's got to be easier things that I can just buy in the store. I started reading labels, and I was like, oh, this isn't great. And it's like mid-pandemic, so I'm like, I'm challenged. So I was like researching brands, and I was like, let me find a Black-owned brand that like serves my needs. And I found a small selection through my research. I made phone calls. I called the owners. I was like, hey, one of the first companies that actually like responded to my email to like talk was Vicky Cake, pancake mix, pancake and waffle mix.
Oh,
and
yeah.
vegan
I
mix.
have that. Mm-hmm.
It was her mom, Christian, who's the owner. It was her mom's recipe. And like just hearing the story of where the recipe came to be, the fact that it was like just like had none of the things that she was allergic to. I was like, try this. Purchased it, and I was like, oh, we have pancakes. This is gonna be good. Trying to make pancakes on my own, and I didn't have that secret sauce. Like it wasn't connecting. But being able to like get something that's like quick and easy to like make. I added partake cookies because I was like, the little ones always want the snacks. I added Holmes applesauce. So it was literally like, what do I like? If someone out there was just like me, what would I want to share with them? Like if we sat down and was like, hey, you came over to my house, I want to offer you and your child something. What can I offer you? And those are the things that came up. So that was part of my mindset when I was like initially launching. And I did the research. I looked at ingredients. I read the stories of the owners. I really try to focus on like this, like, are folks saying things and using buzzwords just for buzzwords, or is it like genuinely like in their heart, and like is it exuding out, which is why I wanted to talk to folks too, just to make sure that it's not just like a sales pitch, but like this is what the brand is about. And that's how I started. And then in the middle of the pandemic, things got real. And then I started looking at like cleaning products because, folks were doing some crazy things in the store, and like, is there Black-owned cleaning products, non-toxic cleaning products? And that became my next area of focus. And I was researching different companies, different brands. I found Pure Home, which like checked all the boxes. Reached out to her. Eco Daisy was another brand that I looked at and spoke to the owner. And like literally, like, what I'm adding this to my home. So this is something that I think other folks would want to add to their homes as well. And I started purchasing wholesale and adding to the store. So the store isn't like, this is what I mean. Like, I believe in the brands. The store isn't like, hey, buy these brands, click here for this. Like, I am buying from them. They have the money up front in their hands so they can invest it back in their business. And I'm saying, hey, here's the collection. Tell me which of these things you want. I'm gonna ship it to you because I have it. So it's a store with shelves with actual physical products ready for folks to take and to buy. So like that has been my kind of selection process, the researching and building of. So now I go through a similar process. My dearest friend had a baby, and I was like, ooh, baby products. I want to gift her some Black-owned baby products. Okay, what's out there? Oh my goodness. And I'm like, so it's literally my life evolving in the store. So anything that gets added is something that's either stemming from a life event, something that's happening that's close to home. And what I feel is like a good connection to the store. I research, I call, I find out the pricing, I like have the conversation, I test the quality of the product to do that. Just because I gotta believe in the things that I'm talking about. And then based on that, they get added to the store.
I just want to go back. You were talking a while back in the beginning when we was on the interview. You said Black-owned brands that have so much like good quality. And I went on your website, and there's this one brand that I know in particular that I feel, and I can stand on this. And Tiffany, you can't stand on this too. They have the best salsa I ever tasted in my life. The Cayenne.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm. That was the best salsa,
yes.
and I have yet to find it here in North Carolina. I'm gonna still search it
Yeah.
out because
Yeah.
if not, I'll have Nikki ship it to me because I was telling people I work with about this, and they were like,
The best salsa.
because at work you have potlucks and stuff like that. I was like, hands down, I could bring the salsa, and you guys are gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
Look,
You gonna
they have
like it.
salsa. They're and my husband was like, you're not gonna get me to try that. And
Yeah,
then
because
he
you
did.
think
And
about
now,
ingredients. Yeah, but it's
have you tried their honey apple butter?
I didn't
no,
try
but
that yet because when I
That is
reached
next
out to them,
level. That is
they
next level
was
beyond
like,
doubt.
"What do you want to try?" And I said, "I don't know. You got too much options for me. I don't know." And I was like, "Well, I love salsa," and so that's what we started with. But I know they got the fish fry and the chicken fry.
They just launched that.
Mix.
That
I'm like, I got to try that.
I just added that to the store because they
Yeah,
sent me a
yeah, I
sample,
got to
and
try
usually
that.
I'm like, no, let me pay for my samples. Y'all business people, but they sent it to me because I'm working on my 4-year anniversary giveaway. So they gave me the giveaway product, and then they wrote a note and like, please note, the 2 of these are your samples. But man, it was so good. I was like, okay, please, I need a case or 2 of each of those things, please. And
Wow.
it's just so like honestly,
The quality. It's the quality.
Mhm.
It's really, really. I'm stand on it. Best salsa I ever had.
It is the best salsa I ever tried because I was telling Nicole this too. Because most of the times when I have my experiences tasting salsa with apples, usually it were like the dessert type of salsa you have with the like cinnamon pita chip or something like that. I've never had apple and something spicy and take all together like that. Usually pineapple or mango, but that hands down, it just sold me.
No, my kids love it. It's kids friendly. Like, come on. It is
It's every
delicious.
that is so good. So this brings me to 1.2. What have been some brands that you have been very proud that you actually, you touched on some of it, but what are some brands that you're so proud of that you helped elevate or step up to the next level that you're just so proud that you did it?
That's a hard question because I don't think any of them are like, if they moved up, it wasn't me. And they all just have so much further to go. Like the rise of Partake has been phenomenal, but that wasn't me. That had nothing to do with me. That was Denise. Denise did all the work. She got the funding. She got the visibility. Like, I carry her brand. I don't think I carried her at all, besides putting her in my store. There's some other brands that I probably gave them more sales than they've seen in a bit. But I don't think they're at the level that I would be like, yeah, they made it. You know, I don't
Mhm.
think any of them have made it until everyone knows their name. And until I can make that happen, I haven't elevated anyone there. What I am most proud of that I've been able to do with the brands is connect them to each other.
Mhm.
There's been, in the conversations that I have with some of the brand owners on the regular is like, hey, what's your short term goal? What's your long term goal? And if they like,
Mhm.
I would really like to do a collaboration. Not sure. I would like to sit on the Zoom call and be like, okay, let's work this out. Collaboration with what kind of collaboration? Like, is it for a season? Like, you want to do a holiday collaboration, or you just want to like a permanent like, let's do something together? And then I'll just like, hey, I know this person. Call one of the other owners of another brand. Hey, I was thinking this. Do you think this will work for you? And then connecting them together. And I don't know what they're doing in the back. I don't get. But that connection, being able to put them together and like put like ideas in their heads of how they can work together to be amazing, like that. I'm like, I did that. No one can take that back. But in terms of like elevating anyone to a level where they are, I think the goal that I've set for all of the brands is so high. We're not there yet,
That's
but we're gonna get
awesome.
there.
That's awesome. And I
Mhm.
believe you can too. I just like the whole concept because just like you said, you never know what type of product you need until you have like a life experience or a life
Mhm.
change.
Yeah,
Like, and so the fact that you can go and visit your shop and say, hey, I'm looking for something that's dairy free, egg free. That's awesome because most of the time you may not be in a point like you'll research it, you'll look it up, but it's always nice to know that someone else has put in the work and they worked hard enough to share it with you.
yeah.
So I really do believe your brand is gonna keep on continuing like the way you put it on other people. That's so awesome.
Thank
And
So,
you.
just the
so how are you gonna do
comfortability
that?
too. And just being
Yes,
comfortable
yes,
knowing that you can go on your shop, on your website, and you know it's black owned because sometimes people be tricking people. Yeah.
yeah.
I
You know,
know. I
and
know.
you can just shop freely because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, I want to support a black-owned brand," and then you took the time out to make sure that the products are really, really good, so that
Yeah.
people can feel safe with purchasing, and that, and you're supporting another black-owned business, so it keeps on going. So, this is an awesome idea. What do you see in the future for your business? Where do you see it?
Um, a lot. Continue. I want to continue to like find more brands to add to the store. I want to hit every category. Like anytime someone made a comment to me once, and the sentiment, not the words, resonated with me. It was like, "Oh, you a black Amazon?" I'm like, "Oh, mm, I have some questionable thoughts about Amazon's ethical practices, but that's a separate story."
Mhm,
But like in terms of like them, like whatever you search, they got it.
mhm.
Whatever
Yeah.
you need a screwdriver or you need food, it's on that
Yeah,
site. And I would like to
that's
be
my
able to
person.
offer any product that someone is actually looking for, black owned, high quality, ethically made, like, like, and made with love. Like, I want to be able to find all of that and be able to like have a store or that has it all. Um, so that like in terms of next steps and like future plans, I want to continue to grow out the portfolio, but I also want to elevate kind of the support that I'm providing. Like I have conversations, we do check-ins, but I'm like one of the things that I have in my heart to do, and I've had it for a while, is to just have like a Black business forum where we just all gather. We share ideas, share like, hey, this worked for me. This didn't work for me. This company puts out this grant, and they, maybe we can all go for it to get like just build more of a community, like an in-person community, and
Mhm,
include like training and additional resources to the brands, so that they can get to that next level. There's opportunities to build in stronger sustainability practices. Right now, I have like we ship things with Sendle, which like has a less of a carbon footprint. I want to find more ways to do things like that. I want to find more opportunities to make the company itself more green and sustainable. And then also be able to take those tips and those ideas and pass it on to the companies that I work with so they can do the same, right? Share that knowledge. So I have a lot of goals. And in my mind, I'm like trying to pace myself. Okay, this is my 1 year goal, my 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. But in my head, Julo is going to be around for, like, my kids are going to be running it probably because they've already told me that they do. But it's going to be around for a long time, and I just want to be able to like give it the love and support that it deserves.
So what advice would you give to anyone who's venturing into a business that focus on social responsibility and community?
I mean, I think the one thing I would say, and I think everything else falls into place thereafter, is live passionately genuine, right? If you are doing it to be a gimmick, you're doing it because it's what people want to hear, but it's not in your soul, it's not really going to pursue. But if you really want to make change and you really want to do something, go after it with everything you got in you, because just that effort, you've succeeded.
I love the fact that you're focusing on community vision. Me and Nicole usually talk about it a lot about networking because most people think you need to network from the top on down, which that's good if you're afforded those opportunities, chance encounters where you meet people and you can network like that. But a lot of people, it was Chris Kalen that pretty much said it, network across, see who's around, because sometimes you may be missing certain key people that are around you that could help too. So that's so awesome what you're doing with your platform. I'm excited to hear about how your business is going to flourish in the next 4 or 5 years because it's something very much needed. Especially now with hair products, that's another thing too because everybody sees it in the news.
Lately.
Yes, with the perms and everything. And I was one of those children that was started off with perms at a very young age because my hair was thick, where I had to get them every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've been natural for 10 years. So when I went through that whole process of being natural, like now straight through for 10 years, it's been a challenge to find products that actually work for my hair. It's like, because I have 4C hair and it just to train it, it's been hard. It's hard.
And a lot of people were talking about, I guess Mael has a new controversy. And I was like, I wish that people knew about other Black-owned brands that maybe don't have a spotlight like Mael. I understand they have a spotlight, like a big spotlight, but I can't think of the name. What's the one where my edges were kind of like
Naturally Love You. That one.
It's a mother and daughter company. Oh my God. Love their stuff. Love their stuff. Like I think it was they had a sale during, I guess, was it Black Friday? And that's how I found out about them. And I just purchased. I had so much stuff. I had it's a mother and daughter brand, and they had like buy one get one free. And I kept going on this site. I'm like, buy some more, and I'm gonna try this. And then they have scrubs, and they have and it's all natural. And because my hair was thinning like all here, and it was so bad. And then I was like, let me try their repair mask. And then my hair started coming back. I was like, what? So I wish like people like knew about them, and they're like so affordable too. So affordable.
That's the thing that's so hard for Black brands, because right now everyone's pushing it on social media, but like it's hard to like cut through. And just folks need the visibility when they're actually shopping. And like I carry hair products. I have locks. My daughter has, I don't know where she got it from, but these like beautiful curls and like 4C to like 2A. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like all these different textures. So we try curls. And we're like, we have that. There's in Julo, we have lion locks because, got to make sure my dreads are popping. But like all these different hair brands that like I was like researching and like trying to find what would work for the different textures of my 2 daughters and myself. And like I said, if these are the things that worked for them, these are the brands that I stand by. So that's what's in the store. But like, finding them was hard. Because the
Yeah.
research is, you know, not like a lot of the companies who are trying to start out don't have time to, like, they're investing in the products itself, their chemistry, they're doing all that. They're not, you know, big enough to have a social media manager that's going online and telling people about it. So there's also word of mouth that has to happen. Like, you know, I ask my friends, like, what are you using? To like find these amazing brands that like have this genuinely amazing story, like mother-daughter co-founders of a product that actually works. Like, yes.
Mhm.
I was
Why does
bald.
everybody not know about them? Right? Why does everybody
Yeah.
not know? And trying to find like, who are they? What are they about? And then just put a light on them, right? Shine a light on them
Yeah.
and hope that folks like see it, try it, and then the word of mouth tries to like start
Mhm.
turning, and more and more people hear about it, and then they become, they have the resources to grow, because they can get like a lot of people following them and a lot of people purchasing, but there's also that infrastructure behind the business.
Mhm.
Like, how much are they selling it for? Are they making a profit? Enough profit to invest in marketing, enough product to upgrade the product that they're selling, enough profit for them to, you know, come up with an additional line that will actually enhance their portfolio. Are they making enough to actually survive? Like, is this feeding them, or are they doing their 9 to 5 and then at home mixing products at night? Like, these are all the things that like we have to like think through, and support the brands that are trying their hardest to like add like genuine quality into the market. We got to invest more in them. We got to make sure that folks, and you guys are doing a great job at like highlighting brands and companies who are, you know, have so much to offer. And just, sorry, I get really passionate. I can over talk
No,
No,
about,
because this
you
we
good.
we
You
love this
good.
because
Yeah.
you know that I love when everybody comes on. Like I said before we got on and we were talking, everybody's been so passionate about
Mhm.
what they're doing, and it gives us energy. Like we'll get off the interview with you and we'll talk about the interview that we just had, and we're like, man, that gave us so much. Okay, we're ready to go. Keep on going, keep on going. Because as a business owner, you know, sometimes it gets just like, oh,
Yep.
you know, it gets rough
Mhm.
sometimes. So you need
Yeah.
that motivation. So continue, just keep going. You know, if it's anything, you know, we can edit it. But yeah, we love this. This is awesome. So that way, you
Mhm.
know, you're getting what you need to get without being like, oh, they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know?
I noticed that like on a Target search, they stopped saying Black owned and they say Black founded.
Mhm.
Mm.
So when they sell it off and it's no longer Black owned, they're still highlighted on the site. And we're like, oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
okay.
Another thing too, they'll say identify as a Black-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm.
can be kind of misleading too.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's just different things I found out. We just like to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
in this
Because you
day
want to
and
make
age, it's
sure
getting
before
harder
you,
and
you know,
harder
say
to
anything.
decipher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you have going on? Any projects? Anything you want us to know? Anything to look out
Um,
for?
no, I mean, I'm still, I continue to like tell folks like just view the shop. If what we do on the site, we also do like individual pages for all the brands. So it's not just like, hey, I like this product and buy it, but like I want folks to really understand the story behind the folks who are making it. So it's like,
Mm.
here's some words from the owner. Here's the product that they sell. Here's their story, because I think that matters. Like knowing where the product that you're putting in your house, around your house, in your body, where that comes from, who's
Mhm.
making that, I think that matters. And that's just my personal sensitive side. I'm just like, where did it come from? Who are my kids being exposed to, right? And trying
Mm.
to like just show them the ingenuity of like, this product came from a mom. This product was made by a 7-year-old person. Look, you got a young entrepreneur. Like one of the brands, I think she's like probably preteen or getting into her teen years now. Was, you know, when she was young, she wanted a doll that looked like her, so she made one.
Oh,
Hello.
which one? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I was telling my girls, I was like, you could be an entrepreneur at any age, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the there's so much that's out there, and there's so much that I want to make sure the world sees, and so much that I want to give to my children, and be able to have them give back to the world as well. So just that story of like who it is, you know, almost like the sitting down in the ancestral story. We do that on the side of like, this is who the product, this is who it came from, this is what inspired them to make it. This is the love that they and care that they put into it. So we always do that. Every April on my late sister's birthday, I do a shop for a cause. My sister passed away before she hit 30 from stage 4 colon cancer. So proceeds on her birthday, her born day, proceeds from that day goes to the CCC Colorectal Cancer Coalition for research, because cancer is prevalent in our community, and we need to not only talk about it, we need to education is key. And so like the point of the platform is not just like, hey, see a product, buy a product, but like, I want everyone to live healthier lives. I want everyone to do better. I want everyone to be more than for themselves, for their families, for and for each other. So there's a lot on the site. There's a lot that I do. There's a lot that we do as a community, and I want that community to continue to grow. So I like, y'all know this is like my third child, right? Julo
That's what
is
it is.
just it's a love project, and I am grateful for the support that I've received to doing this, and just having the life and the breath to continue to do this is amazing.
I have a question. If Black-owned businesses out there and, you know, they see this video, can they reach out to you to send their products and you try it? Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, so for anyone who's interested in having products in the store, they can reach me via email. It's vendor@julo.shop. I will be very transparent. Just because you're Black owned doesn't mean you're going to be in the store. I need to see, taste, feel, like put it around my family and see, test the quality. I need to talk to the owner and like, hey, what are you really about? But if anyone's interested in being part of the store, by all means, reach out. I would love to start a conversation. And even if, you know, I'm like, hey, you have a great thing, it's just not right at like, or maybe, you know, there's a few things that are like questionable, you know, about the product that I'm like, I don't think I would bring this in my home, but it's amazing. And maybe something I'm more than happy to talk to folks, and like work through any problems that I don't know. My husband says I give too much, but I don't even think I don't know if that's a real thing. But I do, like, I'm open to talking to folks. I worked in CPG, consumer packaged goods, for almost a decade. I worked in retail for a long time. I've done behind the scenes. I've been in the, you know, innovation lead at a Fortune 500. Like I've worked with those products. I've done that work, and I'd be more than happy to pour that into someone who has an idea, a concept, and they want to bring that into fruition. But if anyone's interested in getting into the store, by all means, reach out.
Wait. I got a question. I've been wanting to say that because I don't have that I guess expertise, but as a consumer, when you said something about packaging, because I noticed for me, you can have a wonderful package. I mean, not wonderful package. You can have a wonderful product, but the packaging does play a role, you know, when you receive something and it's kind of like the quality of the packaging is already maybe came ripped, or it's kind of looking kind of old, or it's crinkly, you know, it could deter like a customer from wanting to purchase again, you know. Some people might look past that and some people might not. So when you said that, I was like, you know, how does that play a role, just for anybody that maybe they have let me say a soap, they sell like natural soaps, and they're wrapping their packaging, but the packaging is off. Like, how does packaging play a role in the products?
For consumers, packaging is a very important factor. Like folks want to, you know, in some aspects, depending on the product, people want to see what it looks like. right? That's why you'll see on like some pastas, there's like a clear strip so you can see into the box and be like, oh, that's what that looks like. There are others that folks want to be able to like feel texture or be able to like smell a soap without actually like having to open the bottle, or just like colors. Colors, the psychology of color is also important. There's certain colors that evoke certain feelings from people. If you notice, most like professional businesses go with blue, because blue, like folks see blue and they think respectable, right? So there's a lot of different aspects in packaging. I think the challenge that happens with newer brands and smaller businesses is they don't have the resources to invest in packaging, right? A lot of even the raw materials to make a lot of goods right now cost a lot. And folks can put a lot of money in packaging and a lot of money in the product, and then they're a brand new unknown selling like a bar of soap for $24, and everyone's like, no, I'm not doing that. That doesn't make sense. So there's a balance in terms of how can you tell the story with the resources you have, that you can convey what you want people to get out of the packaging, without having to go all out, and maybe it could be the next iteration. Like you see a lot of brands who like, it looks like this, and they're like, oh, this is the update to what we had before. Those folks have more funds to rerun new packaging. So it's always a challenge in terms of when like it's harder for smaller business to get in, because they just don't have the funding to invest in the packaging that if you tilt it this way, you get a glimpse of silver and it pops in your eyes like, oh, I love this. Not everyone can do that. So it's a matter of finding what works for your story. Like if you are eco-friendly and all you have is brown paper bag money, you better tie that with a cute eco-friendly bow and write a story on it saying made from recycled paper, because then your customer gets you going all the way in on eco-friendly.
You're going with it.
But if you're like, we're glitz and glamour, and you're like, I'm trying to be the next high-end brand makeup, and it's in that little dollar store container, like it's not really gonna, folks aren't gonna take you that seriously. So you have to invest your resources in the packaging in a way that, one, stays in your budget, but two, resonates and tells the story of what you want to convey to the customer.
The last and final question we usually end our interviews with, pretty much describe 3 words that you would use to describe Julo Shop, and why did you choose them?
One word that I think without a doubt I would say to describe Julo Shop is quality. There is quality in not just the brands and the products that are being offered, but quality in the I keep saying love, but I mean, if you talk to some of these business owners, you feel it. You like, I don't know. For me, it's like once I hear their story and I hear them talk about the product and I take a taste, I'm like, ooh, it hits different. So like the quality behind all the products is a strong piece. I think another word I will describe with for Julo Shop is I want to say convenience. Like the store is meant to make it easy to shop Black, right? I feel like a lot of places you kind of jump through hoops. You find a brand you love, and you got to buy like 2 cases to make the shipping make sense. You're like, but I don't, that what am I gonna do with all these extra products? And in other cases, you're like, I don't know if I like it yet. Do I really want to buy 2 cases of this thing? So the convenience of being able to sample and try and find your next favorite is one of the things I think Julo provides to folks who are just like, I want to buy Black. I don't know how. What do I want to do? Do I like the honey? Do I not like the honey? Do I want to buy this hot sauce? Maybe it's too hot. You can try and sample all the things and find your next favorite. So I think convenience is a key word that I would describe Julo. The last one, I want to say community. I think Julo is, you know, every time I talk about it, I'm like, it's a celebration. Like I want, like, it's a party for me. Like I have fun every day that I get a chance to like send products to someone who's like, I've never tried this before, but I'm curious. There's a sense of community in like connecting with our customers. I get emails from folks who've tried products and like, this is amazing. When I can, I try to like write notes in orders as well, like handwritten notes to orders. Sometimes it gets difficult when it's like a lot of orders are going out, but like just connecting with the folks who are trying the product, connecting them to these amazing brands, seeing how the relationship between these brands are, the customers, and then even my children, how they're interacting and like telling their friends like, hey, come over to my house, we have partake. Like it's just like, just like an extra piece of like joy, but like building the community and that sense of community, I think is prevalent in Julo. And I want to continue to grow our community with more brands, with more customers, with more folks who are just passionate about life and love and just making better choices.
That's awesome. Well, you heard it here. Gullah Business of Charleston, Julo Shop, where you have quality, you also have convenience, and it's a shop that specializes in building the community. So please make sure that you check out the Julo Shop. And thank you again for joining us. We have really enjoyed this interview. Not saying that the other ones are not good, but just like Nicole said, this was another round. This was another surge of energy for us. So thank you again for sharing your story, sharing your passion, your motivation for what you're doing. And we wish you the best of success. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. And everybody that's watching, please make sure you follow her. We're going to have all her information tagged so you can shop comfortably, get everything you need, right? One-stop shop. I love that. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube. And until next time, thank you.
Thank you.